Sorry.
Do you struggle with the accuracy of your serve toss? Does your toss leave you angry or upset? Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm with Fundamental Tennis, and as I tell my players, when that ball isn't where it's supposed to be, you are not in position to hit the ball. Just like it would be for a forehand or a backhand. I think we all know how important it is to be in position to hit the ball, because if you're not, then your technique will not be there, and the desired outcome that you're looking for will not be there as well. You see, the issue with hitting bad tosses is it will affect your balance in a negative way. Same with your contact point and a control of the ball and where you're aiming it. And even your power will be greatly diminished if you hit a bad toss. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a great tip to help you with your toss accuracy, get that ball exactly where you want it to go. And this is actually something that I have never heard of when I hear people talk about the toss, whether it's a coach or a player. So I don't think you have heard this before. As a coach, when I tell this to my players that have issues with their toss, it has helped them every single time. Every player I've worked with, it has very quickly improved their toss accuracy. And this is so important because it'll really help you with your confidence in your serve and maybe even the rest of your game. When that toss isn't where we want it to be mentally, not just physically, but mentally, we can really get down on ourselves because we just can't seem to control it. So stay tuned and take a look at this tip. So many coaches, like I used to do, would tell you to hold the ball closer to the fingertips as opposed to the palm. We might say something like, don't flick the hand back, don't flick with the fingers. We might say to spread the fingers on the ball as opposed to have the fingers touching. We might say to have the arm straight, move the arm just from the shoulder. The shoulder should be the only hinge. We might say to slow down the arm or quiet the body movement, too much move in the body. There's so many factors that can make the ball not go where you want it to go. And I found that this common sense told me this one, because I do feel that the toss is very, it's just a little too complicated when we say to do this with the hand, the arm, this, that, the body. It all comes down to one thing and one thing only. If you release the ball too early, the ball will go too far in front. Okay, that's the only way a ball can go too far in front. If you release the ball too late, then the ball will go behind. That's the only way a ball can go behind you. And there's usually the issue with if you have a bad toss is the ball goes too far in front or it goes behind you and maybe to the left. Now, studies show that the pros, all top servers, will let go of the ball somewhere between the height of their top of the eyes to the top of the head. So you choose when you want to release the ball. It's going to be based on the several factors I said earlier about, do you flick the hand, do you flick the fingers, is your arm straight, how much do you move your body, where's your weight transfer, all that stuff. But again, instead of thinking about a million things, just focus on when to release the ball. And probably best to release it, again, somewhere between the top of the eyes and the top of your head. If you release it higher than the top of your head, the ball will go behind. If you release it below your eyes, say at chin level, then the ball will go too far in front. Now, one way you can practice this is I like to keep things simple. You know, there's several drills that, like there's one where you to improve the toss, you put your racket on the ground, you toss the ball and see if the ball can land on your racket, and if it does, it's a good toss. If it doesn't, it's not a good toss. And they've actually done studies on this. In fact, it does not help your toss accuracy to have the racket on the ground and try to, or whatever object on the ground, and try to get the ball to land on the object, because players often will toss it too low in order to get the ball to hit the object. So I like to just have my players toss and then try to get the ball to land right back into their hands. You see there, I didn't have to move my hand at all. And really just look at where the ball goes. That'll give you feedback on if it was a good toss or not. If it doesn't land back in your hand, See, that one I had to move my feet to catch, so that was no good. If it doesn't land back in your hand without you moving your hand or your body, then it wasn't a great toss. You're not looking for a perfect toss because nobody's going to have a perfect toss every time. You see that? I actually felt that that ball was behind me. If you watch in the video, you see I released the ball too late. It's actually a good point. I'd like you to watch every time I release the ball in the video. You can pause it or play it in slow motion. You'll see like that was a good toss. That means I had the right release for my style of technique, meaning was my arm straight, was my hand flicking, wrist flicking. Whatever the case is with your technique style of your arm, it does not matter really, as long as you get the ball to the right height and the right location. This video we're talking about location. I'd like to do a video about height in another video. But again, last time I'll say it, if you release at the right time, meaning it like level with your forehead, right? We said the studies of the pros, top of the eyes to the top of the head. If I release too early, ball goes too far in front. That's the only way a ball can go too far in front, if you release the ball too early. And if you release the ball too late, that's the only way a ball can go behind you, is if you let go of the ball too late, the ball goes the other way. So give this a try. You don't even need to be on the tennis court. Just toss the ball. You see it goes too far in front of you. You know you got to release the ball a bit later. If it starts going behind you, don't release the ball so late or so high in comparison to your body. Again, we want to release it somewhere between the top of the eyes and the top of the head. Again, please keep it simple. I think you don't need to worry about our arm being straight. Personally, when I toss, my arm is very bent, and I almost never have a bad toss. So with whatever style you have, if you release at the right level in comparison to your body, then that ball will go exactly where you want it to go. So you might say, this toss I let go at my chin, it's too early. This toss I release the ball at the top of my head. Maybe that's too late for your technique or your style. I think it's a great idea. In fact, I think it should be required for working on any technique, especially this. Look on the video and take a video of yourself and look when you're releasing the ball. Is it at your chin? Is it at the top of the head? And again, just look at where the ball goes. It'll give you feedback. You'll know for sure every time why the ball went there or why it went behind you, just based on, did you release too early or did you release too late? Just focus on those two things and you will improve your toss greatly. So again, would love for you to like and subscribe, comment. Please reach out to me. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to be doing video every Saturday, 6:30. So every 6:30 on a Saturday, a new video will come out. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what videos you want to see in the future. Let me know if this video was helpful. I certainly hope it was, and I hope to see you in the next video. That went in, by the way. It did. Promise.